broadcasting live on the UnitedWest.org AM radio network and simulcasting on DirecTV, iHeartRadio, Roku, and the World Wide Web. This is Enemies of the State with Tom Trento.
Oh, how did that get to... We forgot that from the other day.
Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to Enemies of the State. And your temporary hosts for the day, J. Mark Campbell and myself.
How you doing? How
Damon
you guys
Rosen.
doing? Hey.
The big kahuna, Tom Trento, is a little under the weather. I think he got a little sick up in the rainy, freezing Washington, D.C.
Yeah, where his toes were freezing off last
with his steel toe boots. So we wish Tom a healthy and quick recovery. But Mark and I will be steering the ship today, and we have a very interesting show for you. We're going to cover a couple stories, starting with Muslima attack in the Miami airport. Then we're going to go to a big article in the New York Times.
Hey, we made the New York Times, Damon.
Yes.
We made the New York Times.
The New York Times.
4 years later, they finally make it,
It only took them 4 years to catch up, but they still managed to slam you. After we cover that New York Times article that brings up a 4-year-old video that Mark and Tom made having to do with the law enforcement buddying up with Muslim Brotherhood entities, we're going to take a quick trip from California to Texas.
That's right. We got some Sharia courts going on down there. Hey,
Yes.
It's coming up. But nothing to worry about.
Nothing
to
to
worry
see here,
about.
folks.
Imam
Nothing to see
Abdullah,
here.
what do you think about that?
This is very good. We should have Sharia courts in every state. In fact, we do in most. And then, assuming that we actually get through our script, which is
right.
something that we rarely do, we're going to finish off with an amazing article by the great Andy McCarthy out of the National Review talking about the email situation with Hillary, I'm above the law, Rodham Clinton,
right.
and not just on the emails, but the real
story.
tragedy.
The real story.
Tragedy is the Benghazi committee and the fact that they knew about Hillary having personal emails for government business 6 months ago, but it's only coming to light last week. Trey Gowdy, a guy who I had a lot of respect for,
Exactly, me too.
for years up until reading this article.
Well, I got the heads up on him not too long ago when I was talking with Louis Gohmert. When Louis Gohmert told me, he goes, "You're not going to believe what's going on this Benghazi thing." He goes, "It is." He said I could say this publicly now, so it's out there. It's open source now. But he told me back then, he goes, "There is a deal with Boehner to shut down the Benghazi investigation because they had their hands in on this whole thing."
Well, the Republicans on several of the committees had to know what was going on.
Yeah.
But it's really, the fact that this scandal with Hillary's emails should have been out there 6 months ago.
Yep.
You got to wonder what the hell the Republicans
What were
are
they doing?
They
They knew
don't
about
want to win in 2016. Clearly, they really don't want to win the White House in 2016 because they've had 6 months to smear Hillary Clinton to bring out to light what has happened.
But the New York Times had to do it.
Yeah, the Republicans didn't, but the liberal New York Times did. Congratulations, Republicans. You're really setting yourself up for a victory in 2016.
Yep.
Absolutely pathetic.
Well, let's get to our first story.
Let's get to the first story, and this is something.
This is amazing.
For those of you listening on local radio, hi, you're listening again to Enemies of the State, WSBR Radio,
Sunny Boca Raton,
740 on your AM dial. Also in the Tampa Bay area on 1010 WHFS. And we want to say hello to our friends up there.
Hey, Ahmed, how you doing?
Hi, Hassan Shibli. How you doing, you cultural terrorists? And that's right.
Well,
we just called the state leader for CARE, the Council on American Islamic Relationships, a terrorist. And why?
Because he is.
Because CARE is a terrorist organization.
Right.
Just check the court as well as all the other care employees down here. And I'm not going to mention the one in Miami by name, but he knows who he is.
Right.
And but I'm not going to mention his name.
Right.
NH.
Well, we won't go there.
All right. But
let's go about let's talk about this woman down here in Miami. Just tell the story before we show the picture, Damon. Let's tell the story, how the news told the story before we show the picture.
Well, here's the story. Well, here's the headline. Woman arrested for bomb threat at Miami International Airport. After crashing into police cruiser, woman yells that she has a bomb.
After crashing into a police car at Miami International Airport.
Miami International Airport.
So she's driving down the road. She crashes her car intentionally crashes her car into a police cruiser.
Yes.
And did they think she had a bomb?
She was trying to run the car into the airport.
Oh, she's into the. All right, so she's trying to run the car into the airport.
And she hit the cop car. So
okay.
And so I'll read you the story.
Okay.
But it is absolutely amazing. It's not just amazing that it happened.
Yeah.
What's amazing is the news coverage forgetting to leave out one
slight little detail.
One slight little detail. Now, here's a picture of, if you go to Net 1 here.
Yeah, I get it. Okay.
Here's a picture of the actual Miami airport with the silver Toyota, which is very important. It's a silver Toyota. That's very important. But the fact that the woman is wearing a hijab and speaking in Arabic doesn't quite make the news story.
And here's a picture of this for people who are watching online. That's the woman off the left. They've tied her to one of those, to
a luggage dolly.
One of those big, huge luggage dollies. They've tied her to one of these big, huge luggage dollies. But nobody mentions that she's a Muslim.
No.
Or that she is wearing a hijab and crashing in a police car.
All right, here's the story. A woman who struck a police squad car at Miami International Airport Thursday, that's this last Thursday afternoon, and told officers she had a bomb strapped to her body, was ordered held without bond.
Oh, she had a bomb strapped to her body?
No. She said she did.
Oh, she said she did.
Authorities said the woman, identified as 33-year-old Julissa Magdalena Maradiaga Escoa, was driving a silver Toyota when she rammed a parked police car and then told officers she had a bomb strapped to her body. Escoa appeared in federal court in Miami Friday, where she was appointed a public defender. She was handcuffed to a wheelchair and mumbled throughout the hearing, saying words like water and selfie. Prosecutors and police said Escoa was targeting the front door of Concourse D when she struck the cop car.
Well, and that's the picture we had up earlier, which was on graphics. What'd you have, the net one?
Hold on. There you go.
There it is. Okay. That's what she was trying. Now look how the angle of the car is coming in. It's directly pointed at an entrance door into the Miami airport.
Okay. It appears to be a direct attempt to breach a security breach through the front door utilizing the vehicle, Miami-Dade police spokesman Zabaleta said. In a high tone, she began to yell in what appeared to be an Arabic language and then in English told the responding officers that she had a bomb in her possession. At Friday's hearing, prosecutors said Escoa told officers she was pregnant and had a bomb with her or in her.
Oh, she does. Yeah, she
or
does.
In her. In my womb. The bomb's in my womb. She also said the letters H-E, meaning high explosive, prosecutors said. Bomb squad was brought to the scene to make sure everything was secure, and the FBI took over the investigation. The bomb dogs assigned to the airport district responded, and they deemed that the area, car, and subject to be safe. Escoa, a Honduras citizen, will face federal charges, FBI officials said. She had been deported back to Honduras once before, but returned to the U.S. and was here illegally.
So there's no problem whatsoever with Muslims coming up from South America across our border. Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here.
Now, records show she was arrested for battery in Palm Beach County in 2013.
Right.
Now, what she's still doing here now after being booted once and then committing battery
she's illegal,
is beyond
right?
me. Now, this is why this is such a great story, folks. We just told you the story. Now, here's a quote the FBI said in a statement. Here it is. At this time, there appears to be no nexus to terrorism.
No, she's just wearing a hijab, screaming Arabic, running a car into an airport. Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here.
I mean, the last time I heard of someone ramming a police car, trying to run their car into an airport and claiming to have a bomb, that's terrorism. But somehow, we have the FBI managing to tell us that it is not terrorism.
Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here.
And no local news outlet mentioned the fact that the woman is a practicing Muslim.
Nothing.
Not one.
But
I'll tell you who did come up with the pretty darn good article.
Who's that?
Daniel Greenfield, the incomparable Daniel Greenfield from Front Page Mag and Sultan Kadesh.
Right. Okay.
And he has got just a beautiful article
on this
that he wrote, and it's entitled,
Never
mind the terrorism, find the Toyota. Oh my God. And we have a lot to cover today, so I'm just going to blow through this pretty quick, but I recommend everyone go to frontpagemag.com.
Scroll to the top of the screen so people can see the link up there.
Frontpagemag.com, and it's one of the lead stories. Daniel Greenfield is one of the most amazing writers of our time. The guy pumps out more stuff than an army of writers. So here's the article. Never mind the terrorism, find the Toyota. When Escoa rammed her car into a police vehicle while trying to drive through the Miami airport entrance and was then arrested after shouting in Arabic about a bomb, the media did its best to get all the important details right. The AP made sure to mention that she was driving a silver Toyota. It failed to mention that she was Muslim or that her Facebook page describes her as a shahida.
A what?
A shahida. What's a shahida, Mark? Holy warrior.
A holy warrior, right?
A term Muslims use to refer to their terrorists.
That's right. Shaheed is one who's going to blow themselves up.
Yeah. A few American media outlets did report that she was an illegal alien, but only the Spanish language ones told their readers that she had converted to Islam. Such minor details have become the first casualties on the war on terror. That Escoa chose to rename herself Shahida Hadi.
Oh, that's her real name?
She renamed herself
Shahida
Hadi. So she's telling you I'm a terrorist, but there's nothing to do with terrorism. Thank you, FBI. Thank you, FBI. Congratulations. Tells us more about her state of mind than the color of the car that she was driving.
So what the FBI was actually trying to say, she has no connection to ISIS or Islamic State or anybody else. She just self-radicalized, I guess.
Everyone is self-radicalized. The make of her car is far less important than her social media likes and follows included Zakir Naik, who said, quote, every Muslim should be a terrorist. In Saudi Arabia, Secretary of State John Kerry had ducked a question about Zakir Naik receiving an award from the Saudi king. State Department spokesman, your favorite, Jen Psaki, condemned Naik's views, but defended Saudi Arabia as a, quote, key partner. This doublethink on Islam has become typical of our Islam policy. Absolutely.
Yep.
Other of Escoa's followers included Yasser Qadi, a Holocaust denier and a favorite of the Christmas bomber, whose media company featured lectures by Al-Qaeda recruiter Anwar al-Awlaki. Also listed was Bilal Phillips, an unindicted co-conspirator in the World Trade Center bombing, who was caught on video defending the Islamic rape of prepubescent girls.
You're just a hater, Damon. You know, you're just a hater. Well, you don't understand. You don't get it, man. She's just self-radicalized. That's all she did. She just self-radicalized.
And what has been the excuse for every, quote, lone wolf jihadi that is attacked in North America in the last 6 months? The 2 in Canada, the 2 in New York.
The Zarnev brothers.
No. I'm talking about the hatchet of the cops and the cop shooter. Okay. What do they all say about the perpetrator?
Lone wolf.
Mental illness.
Right.
History of mental illness. Well, this is not going to be any different. No actual bomb was found on Escoa. Her family claims that she's mentally ill. And perhaps she is, but the media still chose to censor highly relative information about her ideology. The same media that chose to blow up atheist quotes by Richard Dawkins used by the Chapel Hill man who shot 3 Muslims over a parking spot has buried her enthusiasm for figures with actual terrorist links.
Right.
Last year, 2 Muslims carried out attacks on NYPD officers. Both of them invoked jihad. One of the cases was even classified as terrorism. Ooh, congratulations.
Woohoo!
But most people don't even know who the perpetrators were. Well, because they were Muslim. Unbelievable.
Nothing to see here, folks. Move on. Nothing to see here.
That's that.
Nothing.
All right.
Nothing. No, that's it. Because she's just a crazy lone wolf. Oh my God! Nothing to do with Islam, though. Nothing to do with Islam. Even though she changed her name to Shahid, which means martyr. Shahida, which means martyr. Which means.
I mean, why not just name yourself Shahida Jihadi?
Yeah, I know.
Unbelievable.
So, let's go to New York Times, man. Well, we're 15 minutes.
All right, we are going to go on to the unbelievable New York
Times.
That, whoa.
What happened there?
I'm having a little bit of a...
Okay, well, anyway, the New York Times has finally caught up with us.
4 years later.
4 years later, and they're actually reporting that there might be a problem in L.A. with the deputy chief, Chief Downing, which could be who is the counterterrorism expert inside of L.A., supposedly the counterterrorism expert.
If he's their counterterrorism expert, right. L.A.,
yeah, you're in trouble.
You got a problem.
Well, we've been saying there's been a problem for years out there because they are teamed up with IMPAC, the Islamic Society of Southern California, and which was founded by a man named
Maher Hathout,
who was a direct disciple from Hassan al-Banna. He taught him. But anyway, here's a story from the New York Times, which it says, Los Angeles police leader makes outreach to Muslim his mission. Well, we agree with that. Yes, he's trying to outreach, but unfortunately, he's outreaching to the Muslim Brotherhood.
And why wouldn't they?
Well,
because CARE and the other Muslim Brotherhood offshoots in this country dominate the narrative on Islam.
Right.
Anyone who wants to just be an American, act like an American and practice their religion in their home is marginalized.
Right.
Because groups like CARE and MPACT, ISNA, ICNA, and on down the line of these terror-tied organizations have decided that it is their job to come up with the narrative. Now, here's the article.
Well, hold on. Before we go there, while you're doing that, do we have the quote from Steve Emerson's expose on Hathout? I'd like to pull that up. And right, is that it?
This is one of them here. MPAC began as a small, single-issue organization with many of their earliest activities dedicated to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. In particular, MPAC actively supported the Palestinians during the First Intifada in 87 and 88. Then known as the Muslim Political Action Committee, MPAC held a New Year's protest for Palestinian human rights in front of L.A. City Hall and held another anti-Israeli rally on January 22nd, 88. An advertisement in the L.A. Times in March 88 by MPAC compared Israel to the Nazis, intent on slaughtering the Palestinians.
Okay.
Now, here's another one. When we hear someone refer to the great mujahid, someone who struggles in Allah's cause, Osama bin Laden as a terrorist. When we hear someone refer to the great mujahid, Osama bin Laden as a terrorist, we should defend our brother and refer to him as a freedom fighter. Someone who has forsaken wealth and power to fight in Allah's cause and speak out against oppressors. We take these stances only to please Allah.
That's right.
Okay, so basically...
Yeah, and then
this is who.
This is IMPAC. This is all IMPAC. This is what they stand for, what they believe, and who they are. Now, understanding IMPAC was founded
by Maher Hathout.
And
here is the quote.
Here's the money shot here. Here's the money shot from Maher Hathout, the founder of IMPAC and the Islamic Society of Southern California, where the L.A. police chief, not the police chief, the L.A. deputy police chief, Michael Downing, is making his outreach mission to this person right here. Go ahead, Damon.
My teacher was a student at the time. His name was Hassan al-Banna. Who is Hassan al-Banna, Mark?
Hassan al-Banna is the founder of the Muslim Brotherhood. And he is, what's that? Oh, yeah, right here. I got a graphic here. This is Hassan al-Banna, founder of the Muslim Brotherhood. And he, back in 1925, he's the one who Hamas quotes from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. He's talking about driving all the Jews into the sea, the Mediterranean Sea. Also, Hamas, at the beginning, the top of their constitution, they quote Hassan al-Banna saying Israel will exist and continue to exist until Islam will obliterate it. That is Hassan al-Banna. That is who this man is. But go ahead and read the rest.
Now realize also, I'm sure for our regular listeners you know this, for our newer listeners, the Muslim Brotherhood is the mother of all modern Sunni Islamic terrorist groups. Okay,
yes,
every single
ISIS,
one of them,
Islamic State, all
is
of them,
based off of the Muslim Brotherhood.
Osama bin Laden.
I'm going to read this quote. Now, this is a quote from Maher Hattuth, the co-founder of MPAC, who the LA Police Department chooses as a outreach partner.
Right.
Quote, "My teacher was a student at the time. His name was Hassan al-Banna. I believe he is a unique type of person. Centuries might roll over before a similar personality is produced. I think that the person who most influenced my life was teacher."
He's saying that is his mentor. That is who he is following. How much clearer do you have to be than that this is who I want to emulate myself after, is the founder of the Muslim Brotherhood, the founder of all, the leader of all modern day terrorist groups.
Right.
So
Anyway, here's the story. You ready?
Okay. All right, go ahead.
All right. Article reads again. Los Angeles police leader makes outreach to Muslim his mission. On a damp and dreary Saturday 2 months ago, several hundred mourners gathered outside City Hall here for a memorial service honoring Dr. Maher Hattuth.
The guy who Dama just read about, the guy who quoted. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. That guy right there. It's on the screen.
There.
It's on your screen.
All right. Born in Egypt and trained as a cardiologist, Dr. Hattuth, 79, had devoted decades to espousing a moderate version of Islam and reaching across denominational lines to other faiths.
Right.
Okay, if the Muslim Brotherhood is moderate, and reaching across denominational lines means Islam is supreme and your religion can go to hell, I guess the article is pretty good.
Yeah.
So there was nothing surprising about the presence of rabbis and priests, Sikhs, and Episcopalians at the service.
Scroll up to the top on which people get the article headline. I'm sorry, real quick, Damon. No, just scroll on that screen.
I'm trying to read it.
Okay, all right.
I got
it
right here. Hold on. You have it also.
Okay, I'll pull it up. There it is. I'll get it.
There it is.
Okay.
So there was nothing surprising about the presence of rabbis and priests, Sikhs, and Episcopalians at the service. The unexpected moment came when a man in a different sort of vestment, the dark blue uniform of the LA Police Department, knelt before Dr. Hattuth's widow and presented her with the carefully folded triangle of an American flag.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Well, what is she going to put it next to her flag of the Muslim Brotherhood? Where that has the Shahada and a sword on it?
That's right.
For the man in the uniform, Deputy Chief Michael Downing, the moment distilled the uncommon role as he has within the department, while his full title aptly describes his investigative mission: Commanding Officer of the Counterterrorism and Special Operations Bureau.
Yeah, Commander of the Counterterror. This is Michael Downing, Commander of the Counterterrorism Unit
and Special Operations Bureau.
Right.
I mean, if you are the head of counterterrorism, you might as well partner up with terrorists. It omits what has become the signature element of his 33-year career.
Oh, yeah, this is very signature element.
In a city with a history of traumatic adversarial relations between the police force and various minority groups, Muslims among them, Chief Downing has forged bonds that are both durable and contentious. He has delivered, said Salam al-Mariyati, 54, president of the Muslim Public Affairs Council, a national advocacy group founded in L.A. He's been outspoken against Islamophobia, and he stood up to criticism for listening to us. I wonder why there's been criticism for listening to you, Salam al-Mariyati. Could it be that you are anti-Semitic, anti-Israel jihadis? Could that be why there might be some little bit of a problem with that? Do you think so?
Oh, you
There's
got him right there?
Salam al-Mariyati right there on the screen for those watching. For his part, Chief Downing, 55, said, "We've learned the hard lessons that you can't declare war on your own citizens, on the people we serve, or on their ideas." Really? You can't declare war on jihad? Michael Downing, who can he declare war on?
Yeah. Really?
You can't declare war on jihadists or Islamic supremacist ideology.
Yeah, right.
But then why do we have a counterterrorism division in the first place?
I know.
Why do you have a job? Give your salary back, Downing. You dope.
It is so ridiculous. It's comical.
I mean, it's so stupid. I'm going to repeat it. Chief Downing, quote, "We've learned the hard lessons that you can't declare war on your own citizens, on the people we serve, or on their ideas."
On their ideas.
Why? Because political correctness is more important than doing your counterterrorism job?
Exactly.
The unofficial partnership between Mariotti and Chief Downing has included joint appearances last month at the White House's conference on countering violent extremism.
We're saying, hello, wake up.
I mean, of course you invite terrorists to your countering violent extremism.
Come on, of course
because when you're Barack Obama, that's how you roll.
That's how you do it.
Late last year, the MPAC bestowed its annual award for outstanding achievement on Chief Downing.
Oh, impacted.
Well, yes,
yeah,
of course.
The terrorist group.
If you kiss their butts and don't call anything they do terrorism, you damn well earned your award.
And you're the head of counterterrorism. Yeah, you better.
As if anyone needed a reminder of the skepticism that continues to surround such entente, several hecklers tried to disrupt the award presentation. One of the major Muslim groups in the region, the LA chapter of CARE, has regarded Chief Downing's outreach efforts warily. Good intentions won't have much effect as long as law enforcement agencies engage and view the American Muslim community exclusively through the prism of national security and counterterrorism, says Hussam Alouche, the chapter's executive director, a terrorist, a big bad terrorist, and a terrorist supporter. Such a framework is demeaning and harmful because it unfairly singles out and stigmatizes our community. I have a question for you, Hussam Alouche. What other minority community has been blowing things up and chopping people's heads off for the last decade?
Really, come on, help me out with that.
I'm a little curious. Get back to me on that one, you freaking terrorist. From the other side of the religious and political spectrum, Chief Downing has been portrayed as the dupe of jihadists.
Yes.
Absolutely.
100%
now, here it is.
agree.
This is us. This is us.
Here where we come
now, this is the New York Times article. And here we go. The activist group United West.
That would be yes.
Which contends that Muslims want to impose religious law in America, crashed a community meeting with Chief Downing at a Los Angeles mosque.
What do we do?
You crashed it.
We crashed it. What do we do? We ran
kind
in
of
there
like that woman crashed her car.
Like we crashed her car into the thing.
Did you crash your car?
I guess mean crashing because I know I was there. I filmed it. Okay. I don't remember crashing anything. All I remember is
you showed up and taped it.
I showed up. I said, "Hey, can I tape this event?" They said, "Yeah, sure." I go, "Okay." Did I come in there screaming and yelling? No,
you didn't act like Code Pink.
that would be crashing.
Let me pump us one more time. The activist group, the United West, which contends that Muslims want to impose religious law in America, crashed a community meeting with Chief Downing at a LA mosque and posted video of the resulting confrontation on YouTube under the title LA Top Cop in bed with Muslim Brotherhood. And we're going to show you that video in a couple minutes.
You know why that is the video? Because you know what? I shot it. I wrote it.
Yes. What the clip wound up capturing was Chief Downing's calm in the face of provocation and his ready knowledge in discussing the Muslim Brotherhood's founder, Hassan al-Banna, and the range of modern applications of his teachings. Some violent, many not. Well, let me ask you this. How many of the some nots does it take to negate the some? I mean, some of them are violent, but that's okay because some aren't.
See, that's their modus operandi. See, they come in there and they'll do a bunch of community service work, and actually, that's good stuff. But it all is a cover to bring in dupes like Michael Downing so they can do their jihadi stuff. This is the whole point of the Muslim Brotherhood. You remember the motto of the Muslim Brotherhood? What is the motto of the Muslim Brotherhood? Jihad is our way, martyrdom is our goal, and
Dying in the cause of Allah.
Dying in the cause of Allah. That is their 2015 motto. That is their motto.
Yep, but if everyone remembers our phenomenal, I forgot his exact position, but he's something in the federal government, James Clapper.
Oh, James Clapper. Oh, yeah.
That the Muslim Brotherhood is a largely secular organization. Hey, dope! It's called the Muslim Brotherhood. What is secular about Muslim exactly? I'm curious.
Yeah, actually, we have that every time we play the Freaky Friday. We actually show that part where he says that.
Unbelievable. All right, continuing reading, and then we're going to show you this video. It's about 7 minutes.
This video that we crashed.
Yes.
That we crashed and were totally violent with the whole.
Yes, you code pinked them.
You code pinked them. Yeah.
Little in Chief Downing's background would have anticipated his current specialty. He grew up in suburban LA, attending a non-denominational Christian church. A non-denominational Christian church, and earned a degree in business administration from University of Southern Cal. He joined the LA Police Force in '82 and got an insider's view of the department's worst abuses.
Yeah.
In '91, several officers were caught on tape. Rodney King, blah, blah, blah.
Okay. Well,
let's just go right to the video.
Because this is the video where we crashed and we're code pinked them, according to the New York Times.
All right, here it goes.
Here we go. Ready?
Racket.
Now, this is on May 15, 2011.
For this wonderful
Islamic Center, Southern California.
Particularly on the counterterrorism end. My name is Tom Trento, visiting you folks from South Florida. I'm actually in town doing a documentary, doing research on the Muslim Brotherhood's existence and operational activity in Los Angeles County.
Now, this is Tom Trento asking a question in the Q&A session, standing up, and he's telling everybody why he's here, what he's doing. He's got the Sharia Threat to America book in his hand. And he's telling the crowd that he is here shooting a documentary, which we were.
I'm holding in my hand a book called Sharia, The Threat to America, that was written by 19 national security experts, including many bureau people, agency people, Andy McCarthy, who put the blind sheikh in prison,
Andrew McCarthy,
Jim Woolsey, and myself. I'm one of the authors. My question to the LA Sheriff's Department and to the Bureau, do you believe the Muslim Brotherhood exists in Los Angeles County? And if you do, what are you doing to inform the citizens of the danger of the Muslim Brotherhood?
Now, that's how we disrupted the meeting and attacked it and crashed it. That's according to the New York Times. Good thing we got videotape, you know.
Very code pink-esque.
Here's their response.
Thank you. We actually also have Deputy Chief Michael Downing here with us. He joined us. So,
the Muslim Brotherhood, is an organization, a politically active motivation. I'm sure it does exist here in a different form. I think that one of the benefits of what we do in terms of dealing with the motivational aspects of terrorism is to outreach and engage with the community so they don't feel isolated, balkanized, oppressed, and besieged.
Oh, we don't want the Muslim Brotherhood to feel isolated, balkanized, oppressed, or besieged. No, we don't want to do that, even though they're a terrorist organization.
We just want to clear the field for them and let them do whatever they want to do.
So go ahead, Michael Downing. Tell us all, Deputy Chief, Head of Counterterrorism Unit, LAPD. Go ahead.
And our biggest counterterrorism strategy in this community is the partnership that we have with the Muslim communities.
With the Muslim Brotherhood, which he's standing in the middle of, the Muslim Brotherhood community right now. So Tom goes right after this and goes and talks to him after this session is over and asking some more questions. Here we go.
The Brotherhood's very active.
The Brotherhood's very active.
I know the Brotherhood is, but so one of the responsibilities for us to see there's different views about the Brotherhood. Albana, who created it, his idea is different than some of the people that are on the fringe here. Just like Republicans and Democrats have.
Just like Republicans and Democrats. Okay. Even though the founder of the Brotherhood believes certain things, that's kind of just like, the difference between Democrats and Republicans here. What's the difference?
Yeah, just like Democrats and Republicans. That's all like the Brotherhood is. Just Democrats and Republicans
Because
share different views.
Democrats, well, you know what? They are like the Democrats in that they are trying to destroy our own miserable house
just
from within.
It's a little hard to understand. He goes, the Brotherhood. Now here,
I know the Brotherhood.
he goes. Mike says, I know the Brotherhood is, but so one of its responsibilities for us to
see. There's different views about the
Brotherhood. Obama created it.
His idea is different than some of the people that are on the fringe here.
Just like the Republicans and Democrats.
Republicans and Democrats are more conservative and
liberal views.
More liberal. That's what we have here.
That's what we have here. That's what the Muslim Brotherhood is. Just like Democrats and Republicans.
Well, they are kind of like the Democrats.
The message is not to demonize.
The message is not to demonize the Brotherhood. The message is not to demonize the Brotherhood. This is what he's saying. Listen to it again.
But the message is not to demonize the Brotherhood here, but to create
not to demonize
the Brotherhood. But and we don't necessarily engage, with the Brotherhood. But people who we're trying to show that, look, the message of Al-Qaeda, unattainable.
Okay.
There's no way we will ever have a worldwide Muslim-dominated.
There is no way we will ever have a worldwide Muslim-dominated rule. Caliphate is such a now understanding this is 4 years ago.
Message to Khalif al-Baghdadi.
There is no way that the world could ever see an Islamic caliphate or an Islamic state. This is what Chief Michael Downing is telling us right now. We're saying, well, no, that's their doctrine. That's what they want. We've been talking about Islamic State for years, Damon. But go ahead. Here we go.
With Sharia law and a caliphate.
Did you believe that the Brotherhood is a document about a civilization jihad and a desire to change life as we know it?
The original doctrine of the Brotherhood is, where it emanated from Egypt, but it's evolved and changed, just like...
The Brotherhood has evolved and changed. The Brotherhood...
That's why the Muslim Brotherhood has evolved and changed so much that they've been declared a terrorist organization by multiple countries in the last few months. That's how much they've changed.
I do agree that they have evolved and changed, because when it was just a Brotherhood, at this time, we understood the Brotherhood, what it was Osama bin Laden in Egypt and all that. It has evolved and changed, Damon. It is now the Islamic State where they're chopping off heads.
And it's right. Boko Haram and Al-Shabaab.
Yeah. A lot has evolved and changed. They're evolving and changing, right? Well, actually, they're kind of not. That's kind of how they were founded in the original.
Well, they've gone So what's happened is they've just gained power through violence.
Right. Isn't videotape
They've gained power through violence, but nothing to worry about.
They evolve and change in the idea. So you can't say that when Obama formed that and developed his doctrine is the same as the Muslim Student Association, which is...
Oh, my God! You can't say the Muslim Brotherhood is the same as the Muslim Student Association. Note to Downing. The Muslim Student Association was the first chapter, the beachhead for the Muslim Brotherhood in the United States, formed in 1963 in Urbana, Illinois. They're not. They are.
They are. They are the spearhead. In fact, the Muslim Students Association, just to catch up our first-time listeners here, is the Muslim Students Association in Chicago was formed by the Muslim Brotherhood, and it developed into the Islamic Society of North America, the preeminent leader, the head of the snake, and also out of that branch came CARE and everything else. That's the Muslim Student Association is the Muslim.
He picked the absolute worst one.
He couldn't have done any worse.
That is the beachhead for the Brotherhood here. And it's only been here, let's see, 37, it's only 52 years they're operating here.
And it got brought over by Mahir Hathout and all the other people that were involved in it back during that time. Impact and they're all interconnected.
This guy is either blind, stupid, or being paid an extraordinary amount of money.
I know he's not stupid because I know he's been briefed by one of our top counterterrorism people in our organization. I know this guy knows this stuff. So I do not understand where he's coming from unless he is just
a liar.
He's a complete dupe. He's been duped by these people, and he's being he's being led astray, or he's in bed with Democrats. Well, that's the same thing too. Well, anyway, let's continue on with the video.
Kind of an offshoot of the Brotherhood universities, right? That's a win. You can't say they are the same. They are the same thing. It's a political body that is having a voice. That we should listen to the voice.
We should listen to the Muslim Brotherhood's voice.
Yeah, we should listen to Jihad is our way.
We should listen to a terrorist organization. That's very important because we don't want to alienate any jihadis.
Any jihadis, right.
And we should give them a forum to talk.
Actually, the authors here are some significant people.
Yeah.
About 400 years of experience on this issue. I disagree with your fundamental presupposition that the Brotherhood has leeway in terms of its relationship to its authoritative doctrine. There seem to be a number. The Brotherhood is obligated to follow its doctrine. Maybe some individuals don't.
Yeah. But the doctrine's changed. If you read
But the doctrine has changed.
Milestone? No, yeah.
Work on milestones. That's the milestones issue, right? That's kind of the base about what I'm.
Milestones is Saeed Qutb. Just like Saeed, our little girl today, Saeed. Yeah, she's a shaheed. So Saeed Qutb, the founder of the Muslim Brotherhood, the founder of the modern day interpretation of the Brotherhood, it came years later after Al-Banna. He wrote it down and actually spelled it out, wrote a book called Milestones, which gave each individual milestone of what was supposed to happen before you go kinetic in jihad. The first stage in his idea was integrate into the community and try to covertly overturn them, which is what they're in the process of doing right now. Almost like a spy network. That's what Qutb's first thing is doing. Okay, but he knows this doctrine. He knows this stuff.
I know all about that. I know about when Al-Banna created that at the fall of the
because we briefed him on it,
right, and why he did it to keep it pure and all that. So things have changed, and I think in this country what we're looking at, and you should do some research on this, is the word ijtihad.
Ijtihad. He says you should do research on the word ijtihad. All right. We've done all the research in ijtihad, but here's what he says. Here's what Tom says.
Well, and the idea of ijtihad, in fact, tomorrow, listen.
Ijtihad is closed.
Ijtihad is closed. Now, here's what Tom's saying. Ijtihad is closed. Okay? Now, we're going to explain to you what ijtihad is here. Okay? And it's actually on the screen so you can read it too, but we'll talk about it here in a second. With the crystallization of the legal schools in 1750 to 1258, the majority branch of Islam held at the end of the 3rd century, the gates of jihad were closed. That all subsequent generations of jurists were considered bound to taliq, the unquestionable acceptance of their great predecessors as authoritative. Now, this is not Tom Trento saying this. This is not Andy McCarty not saying this. This is not Chief Downing saying this is Encyclopedia Britannica saying this. Ijtihad, there is no interpretation other than Islam, other than what was happened back in 1258 at the last time anything of talking about jihad or anything else. That's what they're called, the reinterpretation of Islam. The last time Islam was reinterpreted was back between the 750 and 1258. Now, there is no modern reform of Islam. That's what Chief Downing is trying to convince us that there is. There is not. So, anyway, that was the
Jihad is closed.
Listen, no, it's not. But listen to this. Tomorrow, we're going to announce a $50 million grant in Claremont. The first American university that's going to train American imams. And what it is...
The Muslim Brotherhood is going to train American imams to open up courts, schools, and whatever throughout the country.
Thank you very much for the $50 million.
We live in a contemporary environment under democracy, because what they're doing, bringing these foreign imams in is not good, because they don't have that.
One arrested in South Florida.
Just one arrested in South Florida. So let's go from that story right over to our next story, which kind of dovetails right perfectly into it, Damon, which is the Sharia courts in
Texas. But I mean, it's not like Texas has a history of jihadism and terror fundraising and support, is it? Wait, I'm sorry. Isn't that where the largest terror funding trial in U.S. history was out of Richardson, Texas, if I'm not mistaken?
Right.
Oh my God.
Well, let's play this little bit of the. Glenn Beck actually did a great interview with this new Sharia court that's being established in
Texas.
Now, according to the Texas, these people down in Texas who are founding Sharia, all imams, all from the Richardson, the whole area, right where whole Holy Land Foundation trial is happening. You have 2 imams here who are being interviewed by Glenn Beck. Okay, now they're talking about, no, we're not going to, just family law. We don't want to impose anything else, just family law. But here's our views on what Sharia law is. So listen to what the imams say about Sharia law. It is fascinating.
But Sharia, why the people afraid from Sharia? I'm sorry to say it, one point related to this. Cut head.
Cut heads. He's saying cut heads.
Is not just in Sharia law, just in Islamic law. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Who said that just in Islamic law? That's even another Sharia, in Jew Sharia, in Christian Sharia, in American here, we cut head for some reason. So I'm asking you an easy question. If anyone kill another, he should get killed by law, by Islamic law, by government. Okay. He should get killed. What is the wrong with that? If a thief jump, I'm sorry, to your house, scare your wife, scare your children, scare your neighbor, and they did that with our stores. This is the law. The law to cut his hand because...
Cut his hand off.
This is the law. This is it to cut his hands off. What is wrong with that?
What could possibly go wrong with that?
When we were talking about this in pre-production, I said, it's a little steep, but maybe we go to starting with the fingers before the hands.
Here. Oh, it's okay. Cut his hand off.
If he feels my hands will cut because of that, he will think about this 100 times. He will never do it. And if he do that
probably
one
more.
Time, he will never do it again. Look,
he probably won't ever do it again. Okay.
It's hard to be a one-handed thief.
How many millions of dollars American here on other states?
Oh, it's a financial benefit
outside spend for to keep the criminal in jail, or a lot of millions of dollars. We can't save that. Just let him go, and that's it. Because he did something.
Chop his hand off. Hold on. Understanding the guy who is talking is the head of the Sharia court in Texas, who just wants to deal with family law.
Why would we pay for 3 huts and a cat when we can just chop our hand off?
The whole community, and they scare the whole community. Why not? So back, please, to the point. Islamic tribunal. Yes, we never deal with anything of that. It is not.
We don't deal with that. No, we don't. We don't deal with that. We just deal with family law. Just family law, where you can marry 4 wives, and the woman gets everything. And when divorced,
man gets everything.
I mean, the man gets everything, and the woman is left with nothing. And her testimony is worth half the amount of a man's testimony. Yeah, that's the only thing we want to implement.
But it is only family law.
It's only family law.
For that, we don't have power for that.
But I want to make sure
we just have 2 cases.
But you're okay. You seem to be okay with that if you had the power for that. But you don't have the power.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. As Imam said, we have system. We are very organized people.
Right.
If sorry for this example, somebody killed my dad, I shouldn't kill him. Right. I have to take this case to the judge, and judge have to the governor. This is system procedure I have to follow.
Right.
So it is not like this one kill this, let's get him killed. No way.
That is how it is in Pakistan.
I give you just an easy example for leader Umar ibn al-Khattab. This is after Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. He sent one to Yemen, and he told him before he leaves, he asked him. Always as a habit, what did you do if the people bring a thief for you?
Right.
He said, I will cut his hand.
You see, Muhammad said, we will cut his hand. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
But it gets better.
He said, you do that. Okay. Omar said, this is the behind, after Prophet Muhammad, after Abu Bakr and the Prophet Muhammad, he said, okay, if one person came with me without work, unemployed.
And unemployed. If the person who comes to me who was out of work or unemployed comes in and he steals, here it comes.
I will cut your head.
I will cut your head. So if you're unemployed, hey, listen, all you unemployed thieves out there who want to follow Islamic law in this Texas area, I really wouldn't want to go there because, I guess that's his whole point. It's a deterrent. It's a crime deterrent, right? This is his whole point.
This guy's real. This is all economics.
This is all economics to him.
This isn't religion. This is economics.
You guys stay away from me, Eric, because if you're a thief and you don't have a job and you're unemployed, and you're going to get your head chopped off. Go ahead.
Because he has no job. So if you rob something from the store or grab something from here to eat, nothing happened to you. So, but if you have your job and you enough income and you take care about your children and you have house and you have car and you rob from any store
and
or
you
thief from here or there, you have. So
then we chop your hand off.
Of course.
So now it doesn't matter if you could be like a laborer or a mechanic or something, but you just have to work around that little difficulty there.
The law. But please, the point with Sharia, I ask people, we are not here to do that at all. It is not.
Oh, no. We're not here to do that at all. No, we're just dealing with family law.
It's not our power. It's not our job. We have specific people to do that stuff. And those people have full of power and full of authority, full of knowledge too. So we are not dealing with these cases at all. It's not our job. And our cases is family cases, just religious part.
That's it.
Even the point that you mentioned, Dr. Tahir, I mean, there is a procedure that there is a judge hearing sessions to investigate and find out that to bring the proof and the evidences.
And then we cut your hands off.
We cut your hands off. But if you don't have a job, then we chop your head off.
That this man, he committed the crime, whether to confess or other evidences or witnesses that saw the same with the system we see.
Same exact system we have here. Same thing we have here in America.
Today. Then after all this procedure now, found out that there is no doubt that this man, he committed this crime, not for the hunger, not for the unemployment or whatever the reason, excuses, there is an excuse and doubtful. That doubt of what's called reasons of doubt of what a crime committed for. I think at that time the judge will say your case will be, if that any doubt, even the Sharia talk about that, you mentioned about that, even a single doubt that this man did it not with the intention ahead of time and planning and all this, then will be excused. Lesser punishment will be than to be maybe imprisoned, maybe to be pay blame.
If it's not, they're very fair there, aren't they? It
sounds like there's some real strict guidelines.
But beyond doubt, beyond all this, so there are a lot of procedures to wait.
Yeah, it's very, the Court of Appeals, the Sharia Court of Appeals.
Then what is the code? And the code, yes, we have a verse in the Quran says, وَلَكُمْ, I will say it in Arabic, وَلَكُمْ فِي الْقِصَاصِ حَيَاء يَا أُولِي الْأَلْبَابِ.
That's right.
We in Texas here, we used to have cowboy time to hang the people in the public.
We used to hang.
Oh, yeah. In the cowboy times, we used to have stuff like that.
Yeah, all the time.
Oh, you mean in uncivilized? Like before Texas was even a state?
Yeah, we used to hang them in the public square.
It's the same thing.
Hang them high.
That's like Obama bringing up the Christian Crusades.
Well, anyway, that's all right. But he wants to return to Old West days of hang them high in the public square.
He better hope that we don't.
Oh, here he goes.
Why it was in public, not behind the walls in the jail? Because let the people to see the crime committed like this will be the same punishment and preserve as we said, one of the principles and goes of
do it in public to act as a dissuasive to keep other people from doing it. That's just like ISIS putting decapitated heads on fences and hanging them around the city.
These guys here are absolutely no difference between Islamic State. Same ideology, same everything, except they're wearing suits.
Nice suit.
They are nice suits, too. They're wearing suits. Same exact ideology. They want to implement a barbaric, tribal, heinous system of Islamic jurisprudence in the United States.
They're Armani Jihadis, as we like to call them. They're Armani Jihadis. You could just throw a turban and stick them on a camel, and it's the same guy.
Do you want to try to squeeze in Andy
No,
Mack or
that's not
save it
gonna
tomorrow?
happen. Tomorrow, we mentioned a story early in the day, and this is going to take too long to cover. We did our typical 15 pounds of camel poop in a 5-pound bag.
Right.
But tomorrow, we're going to cover an incredible article by the great Andy McCarthy, and going over the real scandal on the Hillary Clinton emails, and that the real problem is the Benghazi, the Congressional Committee on Benghazi, headed by Trey Gowdy, and what a disappointment this is.
Just ask yourself this one question, your thought for tomorrow while we expose this, is these emails, they did 6 months of investigation. Gowdy knew about it. He admitted to knowing about these emails, that they were totally held by Hillary Clinton. Why didn't he do anything? Why did he not do anything?
Darn good question. Well, we made it through our day without the captain, Tom Trento, here. We are coming up on the end of our show. We're about to hit the 5 o'clock hour on the East Coast. Hope everyone recovered from their 1 hour lack of sleep over the weekend, but enjoy the extra sunshine tonight. And Mark, why don't you take us out of here?
Hey, we're out of here. That's all I got to say. Great show for tomorrow. Stay with us. This is going to be an amazing story with Andy McCarthy, prosecutor of the blind sheik, exposing what is going on in Congress on the Republican side, not Democrats.
See you tomorrow.